Hey, September 2nd, your weekly Lake of the Ozarks fishing report. It's been a couple weeks, but trying to just get caught up around here. Been extremely busy with tackle, still busy guiding. Just everything's busy here at the lake. But this weekend is Labor Day weekend. It's going to be a busy weekend, but the fishing's getting pretty good, and a lot of things. It's we're in September now, and September is kind of notorious for you can have anything on the front deck and catch fish right now. This past week, man, we went through a lot of different baits to catch fish, and man, they all kind of caught them equally. Different days, overcast days, little breezy days. The top water was really good this week, which is a little soon, but it's been producing well. Obviously our buzz bait. I like throwing a buzz bait. The head knocker 3/4 ounce buzz bait. I just like the gold. Always put a trailer hook on it. That's been producing some good fish. The whopper plopper. That's another one, another good one this time of year. You just cover a lot of water with both of those baits. Either the buzz bait or whopper plopper. Just different. It's different noise, different action. And you can just cover a lot of water. So when they're on the top water bite and they're aggressive, one of those two baits. And as far as banks and what to throw it at, right now, kind of a little bit steeper banks, kind of like a reverse like we do in the spring. Start relating to some little bit steeper banks. Some of these fish maybe more main lake anyway, main lake or some major creeks. They'll kind of relate to those channels, as they're moving back to feed on shad, or they're coming up maybe out of some deeper stuff, and they'll pull up on them channel banks and start feeding on shad or still bluegill or whatever. So just a little bit steeper banks, bigger rock stuff, stuff that you can see the moss kind of growing on. A lot of green stuff up there. That's going to attract your shad, and then your bass is going to be right there with them. So top water did well this week. Flipping docks is good. Shallow docks, like I said, the top water is more main lake kind of stuff, but you can go to the very backs and flip docks. Flip them with one of my favorites this time of year is just a half ounce crocodile zapper jig, and I like to trail it up with the crocodile muskrat. It just slides in there real easy. It skips real well with that big flat plastic on there, and it just works great for flipping. Sliding in between the foam, back over the lips. On the dock flipping, you do have to kind of experiment a little bit each day. You can go to the backs, but a lot of fish I've known are they're kind of pulled out for whatever reason. They did kind of drop the lake, I'd say last week. I noticed probably almost a foot. They dropped that lake. They've dropped it. It's dropped down out of that grass that they were kind of relating to, and anytime they pull the lake down like that, the fish will usually pull out. The shad pull out, and the bass pull right out with them. So you may not be able to get them way in the backs, but just kind of pull out a little bit, and fish some of them docks, maybe them little pockets coming out of the creeks, but you still get really shallow, 5 foot or less. You just kind of got to experiment flipping certain docks in certain areas. But once you figure out what docks you're on in the shallows, just really pay attention to where you're at in a creek. How far back you're in your creek. Are you in a big pocket, a little pocket in a creek? Main lake pockets can be good too. So you just kind of got to experiment around. I'd say if you go an hour without a bite, you need to switch something up, because they're biting fairly good, fairly aggressive. So if you're doing something for an hour and you're not getting bites, switch it up. Switch where you're in a creek or what type of docks you're flipping in. So main lake docks can be good. Main lake flat on flats They can be really good flipping shallow. Um, and the bait that works really well for those is just a little square bill. In September, square bill is a prime bait down here at the Ozarks. This is a little 6 cents. I like something, with shad color, but also with a little bit of chartreuse glow to it, hume or whatever you want to call it. Just the water's a little bit stained in most areas, especially if you get up a river. But that little 6 cents, little Strike King KVD, little 1.5, 2.5. Any of them little square bills just really cover water. It's all about covering water again. Back in the flats where you're flipping jigs. If you're not getting bites on the jig, run that crankbait for a while. Run that little square bill for a while back in them shallows. If them shad are back there moving around, you can cover a lot more water. It's a lot easier. You don't have to try to flip way back in them docks or make perfect flips. A lot of times when they get on the shallow dock, you really got to get that bait back in there. Where square bill, a lot of times you can run the corners, run the sides, run laydowns, way in the back on the flats. You get all them root wads and stuff. Just fan cast all around that stuff, and you'll get a lot of fish will come out from under the docks and grab that square bill. So you can catch a lot of fish on square bill. Another bait in September. It's getting there. It's still a little slow, but it's a deep diving crankbait. And basically these, you're just throwing these like you get back in these coves, bigger coves or creeks, you just go right down the middle of it, down the gut of it, back to where that water's, 15, 18 foot, and start running that crankbait over brush piles if you can find some along them docks. A lot of times the shad will get in the center of these creeks, and the bass will follow them, and you run a big crankbait down through the center, bouncing off brush, bouncing off the bottom, bouncing whatever. You can catch some fish on that crankbait. That'll catch a lot of fish. Numbers, you can just grab the old Zoom Super Fluke in a pearl color. I like to rig it on a 5-aught hook with a little number 4 treble stinger on it. Make sure that thing's nice and straight, so when you're jerking it, it glides through that water and it darts around. If you got a bend in it, or the hook's out, or it ain't just perfectly straight, it won't act right. It doesn't have any action. You want to throw that weightless. This is a better bait, say from, I don't know, maybe the Glaze to the dam. More so the dam and Gravois area where that water's real clear. With that fluke, it's only going to go, from the surface down, 18 inches. You really want to work it fast. You'll get a lot of reaction bites. You catch a lot of fish on that fluke. Not a lot of real big ones, but it's a lot of fun. You can have a lot of fun throwing it. So, you can catch them on that fluke. Even the points. Points have been getting good too. A lot of these fish will move up in the fall and they'll start feeding on the points again. And just something like the Wheezy jig, just a 5/8 ounce Wheezy jig, and put that little rage tail on the back of it, and just pop that thing along, drag it. The thing about the Wheezy jig, you can drag it through the brush. If you're fishing bluffs over the boulders, it rolls and it comes through that stuff real good. So it's got a good heavy weed guard. So it helps you come through the brush and the rocks. You can work that through pretty much any type of cover you're fishing. So as you can see, I went through a bunch of lures because everything's working right now. You can go out with any one of these that I talked about and catch them right now. The water temps, in the low to mid 80s, depending on the nights, where the weather is cooler than that. Lake level is 659, so it's down about a foot from where it was, like I said, and it's it's the current. There's basically zero current. I think they ran 1,000 cubic foot for most of the day, so that's basically nothing. Other than that, man, you can, a couple things, other things that you may try, experiment with. This big glide bait, River to Sea makes it. It's called an S-Wave. that's a really cool bait. You know, more so down by the dam, clear water, and just throw it across around these big main lake docks, and just run it down the side of those docks. Let that thing go down about 6 inches, and just a steady retrieve, and that thing just looks like one of them giant big shad that they're wanting to eat right now. And man, you'd be surprised the fish you catch on that bait. And man, they just attack that bait. But you know, something like that, you know, if you've never tried one, give that a shot. You know, wake baits are going to start working a lot better. Like, you know, I don't know, Corey Shue makes a really nice one, Rugged Thumbs, and he makes several different colors, and that's a really good wake bait if you're into wake baits. If you've never tried one of those. You know, just the old redfin, you know, as a wake bait. You know, there's just so much you can do right now and catch fish. You know, I know, you know, we got some tournaments starting to come up. We got a VFL here in a couple weeks. The First Responders Tournament is the 20th of this month. That'll be a great one if you're looking for a tournament to fish at First Responders. This is the second annual, and it's an open tournament for anybody who is in, you know, first responders, and I believe military too. One person has to be either military, fire, police, EMT, paramedics, dispatch, anything to do with the emergency services or military is welcome to fish this. And it's a great time, a good time. You can look that up online for the first responders and any other tournaments. You can always go to Bass and Bob and look his tournaments up, what's coming up, and see who to contact about any of these events. Missouri State Water Patrol puts up regatta permits. You can go to Missouri State Water Patrol and go to the regatta permits, punch in your date, your lake, and it'll show you every single tournament on this lake, who to contact, and where it goes out of. So that's a good resource there. You know, it is Labor Day, so it's going to be busy. My suggestion is, you know, get down and enjoy it. You know, get out and fish, but probably stay off that big water. You know, you can get way back in some of these no-wake creeks and fish. You can fish back in there and have a good time, or go way up these river arms. It's a good time to go experiment with that. You don't get the jet skis up there. You definitely don't get the big cruisers up there. You know, you can go put in at Gravois Mills ramp, way up there off of 5, Wigwam at the 66. You got Browns Bend at 62. You can always go up to Warsaw and put in up there at Drake Harbor, which is all the way up there dam. PB1 is over there in the Glaze, way up the Glaze arm. You know, you can put in at, say, Larry Gale and head on up past Bridal Cave up there on them flats. You know, just put in a different area way up these creeks. And get way up in them creeks and do some shallow flipping or square bill. And you're going to catch fish right now. You know, don't forget the top water. And I don't care if it's middle of the day. You can throw that top water and catch some fish. Especially if it's a little bit cloudy. You know, so that'd be my recommendation this weekend with all the traffic that's going to be out there. Get up one of them big river arms and just play with the river a little bit. You know, the VFL, let's see, in 2 weeks there's one out of Drake Harbor. So it's way up there. So you're probably going to want to experiment with the river anyway. You know, and then at the end of the month, there's a 2-day, the Super Tournament, VFL, and other club tournaments and stuff going on. So, you know, things are good down here at the lake. You know, it's busy. It's been busy. If you're coming down here, you've never been here, or you come down here and you're looking for you know, places to eat. You know, all of our restaurants are open. They're all serving. You know, we've got a ton of restaurants, a ton of good restaurants, family-owned restaurants, different restaurants down here. You know, you might want to try them out. You know, both sides of the lake has excellent restaurants, real nice fine dining. Over across along that toll bridge there, you got we got Baxter's, Bentley's, JB Hooks. You know, you got Michael's over there off at KK. Your good fine dining. You know, probably the best one down here at the lake, I would have to say, hands down, is over here on Sunrise Beach side. It's called Branding Iron. Just the people, the atmosphere, the crowd, the prices, the waitresses, you name it, it's got it all. That's called the Branding Iron. It's smoked meats and a lot of good cold drinks too. You know, a lot of good times happens at the Branding Iron. He'll probably have a band there. He does karaoke. There's always something going on at the Branding Iron. It's a good time. It's kind of a, I'd say, a local hangout, but a lot of people, tourists, come to the Branding Iron just to see what all the buzz is about. But you know, we've got it all the way up and down 5 over here. We've got several, you know, these burger, that Taboo burger place up there in Lori, man, probably for just this saying singled out burger place, at Taboo's burger. You know, if you see, it's just a little bitty place right there in Lori. You drive by it real easy, but if you're in Lori, check that place out. That's they got some burgers now. You know, other stuff. If you decide just to stay around the house, and you want to cook yourself, we've got a seafood place, Upstream Seafood in Greenview, new one this year, and man, they're doing it right. They've it's the owners working there, and they've got, you name it, in seafood. They've got it all. They've got shark, they've got grouper, they've got, you know, man, all the shrimps, the dips. They put together some neat kits like crab leg, shrimp boil. They'll put the whole kit together for you. All you gotta do is get it, bring it in. It's got the dip in it. It's got the shrimp, the potatoes. It's got everything in it for your boil. And you know, they'll tell you how to fix each one of those different items. You know, different fish and that. Man, I can't tell you how many different fish and seafood they have in there. And man, we frequently go there and get stuff throughout the week. They're just a neat place. So if you are looking, you know, just to stay around and eat your own place, that place is excellent. Butcher Shop in Camdenton sells probably the best steaks, you know, around. And they have other things. You know, they got chicken cordon bleu. They got different flat steaks. They've got lunch meats. They got a lot of different things. They got smoked meats. They got sausages. You name it. You know, that's the Butcher Shop in Camdenton. Man, just, you know, we got a lot of stuff here at the lake. Just ask somebody, ask a local. You know, if you're looking for something, just ask them. Hey, where's this? Where's this? Or everyone down here is going to be friendly. They're all going to be nice. No problem giving you help. You know, over here in Sunrise Beach, you know, there'll be a lot of people down here with boats, and unfortunately, with boats, you may have issues, or you may be in the market for a new boat. Sport World Boat Center over here in Sunrise Beach, them guys, they'll be there all weekend. They're used to trying to do what they can to keep people on the water. They know people are here to enjoy themselves, and things happen. They've got a lot of parts on hand. Their mechanics are there all the time, and they'll figure something out to get you on the water if they at all possible can. They'll keep you on the water. That's in Sunrise Beach. In Greenview, there's a place called Reliable Marine. He's a trolling motor specialist down here. So if you have any issues with trolling motors, in Greenview, it's called Reliable Marine. It's right there at 7 and 5 on North 5. And his name's Jeff. And that guy, he's a wizard. He will get you on the water if he can. So, you know, unfortunately, somebody will have some issues down here, but we've got a lot of great people willing to help, willing to stay late, willing to do what they can to keep you on the water and enjoy the holiday. So, other than that, guys, please be careful this weekend. Wear your life jackets. Pay attention out on that water. There's going to be boats everywhere. It's going to be busy. But I'd like to see everyone have a great time and not have to call 911 for any reason. So, you know, until next time, have a great Labor Day. Enjoy your family. Get out, enjoy friends, and come down here to the lake and visit us. So, until then, we'll see you.